we're going to talk about retirement budget, or if you're coming here to Philippines to just vacation, the country opens in about 1 day. So opens for those who have the proper visas, visa-free, as in tourists are returning. You know, you'd be surprised if you go to the mall and go around town and ask people, did you know that the country's reopening back to tourists? They're like, I had no idea that's happening, but it actually is. So we're going to give you our budget at the end of this, so stay to the end of the video and we'll give you what we pay here in Dao, which is about 3 miles from the airport, would you say, from...
It's 3 miles if you take the roads, but literally it's, about 3 miles. Also, guys, whenever we post about our rentals here, some of you say, oh, it's higher, whatever. Now, and some of you say it's low. Now, remember, we're catering to the average expat here. And also, remember, too, that our location, I'm not joking when I say we're literally walking distance from the college. We're walking distance from the school. We're walking distance to the hospital.
Yes.
And remember, when you live anywhere in any country, when you live near these amenities, prices go up. So we're actually, again, in a good location. We're walking distance from a real hospital, not a clinic, okay? And walking distance from a college. And again, if you're an expat family, you have to consider this. You have to consider the schools that your children are going to go to.
And you have to keep in consideration that we're just not talking to regular expats, we're also talking to other Filipinos. And in saying this, we've had quite a few inquiries and comments about us as a couple, and George being a Filipino-American. George is, he's a little special, but he is Filipino, born and raised and went to college.
Yeah, guys, I actually shoveled asphalt with my brother almost nonstop when Pinatubo occurred. I was here when one of the presidents got assassinated, potential presidents got assassinated. No, I've been here, and Diyos ko naman tao na anak ng gula nung eke pwedeng paksabihan kaya kamanini fluenti nung humimibay kini. Okay, so what I just said is, son of a vegetable. If I wasn't born and raised here, I won't be able to speak that dialect because it's not the common Tagalog dialect, guys. It's only here in this location. And usually, Filipino Americans don't speak the local dialect. They speak Tagalog.
So it's Kapampangan, right?
Yeah, it's Kapampangan.
I don't speak anything at all. I just speak a little bit of big mouth woman, I guess is what they... So we're going to talk today about things that'll make it inexpensive for you to live here as an expat or a traveler that's coming here as a Filipino, and things that are going to save you money and things that we kind of find important. So we're just going to touch a little on the subject and then give our budget in the end. So
okay, so one of the first things that you'll probably be tempted to do, again, these are recommendations, okay? And this is, we practice what we preach, okay? Number one, don't buy a car. Not yet, anyway. Because remember, one, if you're not sure of your location, trust me, transportation of the car itself from island to island costs a ton of money. So don't buy a car yet. First off, you have your insurance. You have to have insurance, okay, guys? I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of locals don't have insurance. Some of them don't even have licenses. But remember, they're Filipino. If they get into a car accident with you, they'll be looking at you, not the Filipino. All right, guys? You're a target, okay? What I mean by target is they think that all expats are filthy rich and they can take you for what you got. So make sure if you do buy a car, get insurance, get cameras all over it, okay? Do that.
Yeah, because as I saw, as also you were saying that, and you're going to feel you're going to want to pay up like we did in Mexico. As the foreigner yourself, you're going to think you did cause it or be convinced that you did cause it, so you're going to end up paying up. Secondly, gas costs $5 a gallon, US a gallon, for every gallon you put into your car. So if you do consider transportation and you're in the city, then I would consider an e-bike, as we are actually planning down the road. But right now we use trikes, bikes, jeepneys, and we use Grab. Grab is the most accessible when you're in a big city. So if you plan to go out in a province, some areas have the trikes.
Some of them do, yeah.
You're probably going to need transport out there for sure. But before you come to live here long term, I would consider coming here for a few months. Just don't move straight out here because based on a woman, or because you heard all kinds of good, or you just read everything through the internet, or you've been listening to them Facebook immigration and Facebook travel agents and everything else. Just don't do it.
And again, if you're in for somebody, remember, it doesn't mean that she's there. You have to live there. You can live there for a good amount of time, and then you both can move somewhere else. Okay? Now, don't shop in expat stores, meaning basically, for example, I won't name the particular blogger or bloggers. When they go out shopping, they're like, oh, it's cheap here. Oh, it's prices are so much reasonable. And I'm like, yeah, if you're a foreigner and spending US dollars, yes, it is relatively cheap. But as a local, no. What I mean is they go to these high-end supermarkets. Basically, they shop in the mall.
Robinsons, SM, they go SNR, which is like a membership like Sam's Club. And as an American, that would seem inexpensive because you're getting the same products, but you're going to get them for the same price. So we didn't come all the way to the Philippines to spend $1,000 a month in groceries like we would have, back in the U.S. and eating out and everything like we used to do when we were living in Florida. But you definitely want to go to the public markets.
Right. As you see in my videos, that I regularly go to the public market, like I would say, once a week or something. And again, I don't take my lovely wife, not because I want to keep her in the house. It's because the price is double.
It will go up until you get to know the actual vendors, and I do know some of them. Then you're getting the same price. I don't buy unless there's a tag, and you're going to find that a lot. So next thing you know, you ain't shopping at all, and I ain't about to not to shop at all while I'm in the Philippines, so I got to spend.
Yeah. And remember, unlike the U.S., most things here don't have a price label.
Right, so you'll find some will and some don't. So shop like a local. This is advice if you want to come in on a budget, if you're coming in. Now, if you've got it all to throw away and you're making like some claim that they're bringing in $6,000, US $6,000 a month in retirement benefits or whatever. And if they want to spend like that and then they want to go to Makati and they want to go to these expensive areas and live like a Westerner, then that would be fine. But if you keep on, you're going to save around 30% of what it would cost to live in the West if you keep spending like that. If you come in spending like a local and live like the locals do, then you could do quite well on anywhere between $800 to $1,000. We've heard people living on $500 a month, even in the Angeles City, and we are in the Dow area. We're not too far from Angeles City. We're still in Pampanga, and you can live like that. But some people say, do you really want to live like that? Is it really actually living? Well, actually it is. And again, stay tuned. We will give you what we're actually spending and what we actually do. And the next thing we have on here is rent. If you're going to live like a local, them are the places we've been showing you. And a lot of people, and I meant to talk about this a minute ago, some of them are living on as little as, and these are Filipinos, we're talking 12,000 pesos a month, and I'll put up a number here. I know some of you guys want a conversion. Some that are working in call centers will make 20,000 to 25,000 pesos a month. And then you have some that come in here on 2,000 US dollars a month, and that turns out to be about 100,000 pesos. So people live at all different levels, but people do live on as little as what I think it's 200-300 US a month as Filipinos, and they get by. And this is a household of people that are living on this actual food. So that's why we're showing you places that are 200 a month. Areas and amenities depending on where you're at.
And we get flack for that, guys. They say it's too expensive.
Right, we've had some people that said 200 is too expensive for what we're showing, but considering where we are, and we're not but a few blocks from MacArthur Highway.
And again, guys, remember I told you in the last video, there's places I don't show you, and there's a reason for it. For example, can you get, okay guys, for you Americans, brace yourselves. You can rent a place for $30 a month or $60 a month. You know why I don't show you that? Okay, now I always tell my wife, there's a roof and there's a ceiling. Okay, if the house doesn't have a ceiling, aka basically you can see the actual metal roof, that price goes down drastically. We're talking about $60 a month, guys.
They've got them.
For the same square footage. Now, would you want to live in that? Now, the problem with that is you can't bug-proof it, and the heat, and the sound when it rains.
Right. And you could go as much as $700 to $1,000 in this general area in Angeles City. But you're just going to step outside and you're still in the same neighborhood. You just happen to be hiding up inside some penthouse. And when we say penthouse, we're talking Candy Towers or some of these other condos.
Candy Towers, we did look into that, and we did think about it for a second.
40,000 pesos a month. That's what they're going for currently, and that is the jacked up rate.
Right, so bottom line, it's the best way to describe it is, well, you're kind of living in a filter where you're sitting in your living room like, I'm living the life, and you walk outside, you look outside like, ugh.
Yeah, wherever you are, that's where you are. We're just keeping it real that if you guys want to spend $700 to $1,000 in this area or go on to Makati and pay $1,000 to $1,500 US to actually live there, you're still going to step out inside Makati and you're still going to have the same people. And sure, you get a little bit fancier things. You can have your housekeepers and do all that for more money. But we didn't come here to spend all of our savings, which should be saved for medical. And by the way, guys, if you guys don't come here with at least $20,000 or more in savings to cover your medical, then you guys probably should consider not coming. And we're just
and if you're going to spend that money in just a fancier place, I would honestly rather eat that or go to Walking Street. Oh wait.
Or barbecue, right?
Barbecue.
Yeah, I mean, you guys might as well spend it somewhere else, and that's fine. It just depends on how you guys.
Yeah, it's your priority, guys. It's all on your priority.
Right, how you want to show off for these women, or how you want to show off for your mate, or a lot of people. We already watched our last video on reasons why people actually come here, and again, even if you have insurance, like our insurance covers us in the U.S., but only partially here. So then we're going to have to put out money just to cover our medical bills. And they're not going to turn you loose from that hospital until you pay your medical bills. And to be honest, I haven't even looked any further to find out what happens if you don't pay. I don't know if they just keep you in a... Sure you do. You just want to get rid of He wants me to... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, he's blanking because he's going to need help after this video. Yes, you are. Better help your mommy.
I always, before you settle in, before you make serious commitments, aka buying a house, buying a car, visit any place in the Philippines first, and then travel.
If you guys are just coming here on vacation, we're telling you that, like, if you come here, these kind of apply to some of you guys that are just visiting too. Why spend in fancy hotels and fancy cars and rentals? I would definitely go with trikes, bikes, and all the other things instead of renting a car long term. Although you will find some rentals inexpensive. But the same with you're coming here to visit. If you're just coming here for 1 week, that's one thing. If you're coming here for the rest of your life, I would probably say half the expats just come on over and they do not make any plans, and the next thing you know, they're broke and they can't get up out of here, and they're asking family members for money to get back. They drink up their money, they spend it on a few women, and it's gone. Some of you will plan and some of you will disagree with me on this, but the ones that get upset know that exactly who I'm talking to, that the truth hurts. Next.
All right, some come with $500 to $1,000 per month on retirement. Okay, guys, and we all know this is true. Okay, most of you guys. Okay, I don't want to hear from. Oh, I live in Makati. I have $5,000 a month. No, we're not talking about that.
We get a lot of those on Facebook.
All right, so an averagely,
12. I'd say
1,200 to 1,500 is about
for
average.
Social Security pension from a railroad or something.
Right, and this is who we're talking to. Now, you can live here as low as $500 a month. It will be rough, but you will need a lot of adjustment.
A lot of adjustment, and you'll end up out in small areas like Bohol, the provinces, where I keep saying, oh my God, George, everybody keeps saying that they got a housekeeper and a 4-bedroom house and all. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere.
And I always say, okay, you know what? It's true story. What's the first thing I say when somebody says,
I want a 4-bedroom house, and I want a housekeeper.
Yeah, when an expat complains to us, and I said, let me guess, they're in Bohol, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly where they are, or they're out in, I think he said northern Mindanao.
Okay, Mindanao, Bohol, Visayas, Cebu, certain parts of Cebu. Not all of Cebu is cheap. No. Now, again, I am a Filipino, born and raised here. I do know that there are some places that are cheaper. Now, Palawan is wonderful, wonderful place if you're young. Okay, guys, and the reason why I say that, it's a great place to explore. It's really cheap there. Oh my God, it's paradise if you're below 30. And what I mean by that, you're isolated from the entire Philippines, guys. And we're talking about like isolated. So basically, unless you can rough and tough it and don't need a real major hospital nearby, go ahead, go there. Great place. Go scuba diving with the whales. No, really. But again, it's all about what you want to put up with.
Yeah, what you're willing, whether you're living, not living, what you're willing to. So that's why we choose to live in this area, because we have great internet. We have power 99.9% of the time, although we bought a generator that's out in our garage area out here. We have a lot of good amenities, and we're close to everything. We have every means of transportation here. Now, if you guys want to go into Manila,
everything's there. Okay, you want to live the Western standard? Fine. If you have the money, fine. That's great, guys. That's good for you. Go live in Manila, and there's nothing wrong with it. It is very westernized there. The prices are up though. So if you're living under, if you're $1,000 a month, you're pushing it.
Which should be our next video. Not to cut you off there. I think maybe our next one we should be talking about crime.
Right. And again, Bohol and Baguio. Honestly, we did talk about that, and we did discuss that, didn't we? A lot.
Did we? I'm gonna. Did we? Next, we're going to be talking, as I said, crime.
Okay, crime. Okay.
No, on the next video.
Oh, okay.
We'll save that for you guys for the next one. Keep out for crime in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Speaking of crime.
Oh, guys, by the way, if you're visiting right now, don't carry pocket knives with you. That is part of the gun ban. I was just informed of that by the locals. And don't carry a knife with you when you come in this country right now. It is part of the gun ban. It is illegal. Okay?
There's a lot of things, which, by the way, on that subject, when you guys come into the country, I know we're getting off track here. Check what you can and can't bring into the country, because they will stop you also. You get through everything. You get through the vaccination thing. You'll get through having your insurance if you're coming in as a visitor, and you go through all this list, and they let you in. Then you get here and you get in line, and then you got something they don't want, then you're in trouble. But usually they catch that when you're in.
Yeah, and again, guys, I mean, okay, you don't have to listen to me, okay? You don't. But do you want to take a chance of getting extorted by a dirty cop?
Yep. So like we were saying, if you guys are coming in on 500 to 1,000 a month living, can it be done? Yes. Which brings us around to the last, before we give you our budget, is the Ssrv retirement visa. Would be the best for those of you that are coming to retire. You can come on a visitor visa, renew it every 30 days, pay the fees. But most commonly, people do come in on that. You can be as young as 35 years old, on up to 50, and of course older, but it requires deposits anywhere from 10,000 to 50,000. You guys would have to check in that. But the Philippines is the lowest income bracket that's allowed for a monthly income in order to qualify. So these is what our bills are, and we're going to let George take it away. We'll talk a little bit about it and brief on there. Let's see. We got 21 minutes. You guys got about 2-3 minutes left of our time, and then look for our crime bill.
All right, we have insurance for the close.
Yes, about our
no,
insurance.
Okay, guys. Insurance, $200, which is reasonable. This could be your Medicaid or Medicare or whatever insurance provider you choose.
So it could be Medicare. We're covered by several insurers. So we have insurance that is local, and then we have some that is over back in the United States. So we pay, and this is in U.S. And then we'll give you what our total budget is also in Filipino dollars total. So our insurance is $200 a month.
$200 a month, which is, again, that's about the same as in the U.S. Okay, so it's kind of give or take same. Okay. Transportation, again, we don't drive a car, only for several reasons right now. We pay $40 US. We take Grab, aka cabs. All right, guys.
And Dan, the man out there.
Dan, the tricycle driver.
And sure, I get on the jeepney every now and then.
Don't get on a jeepney, guys.
Don't get on it. Well, we don't want to. We're
not saying no, but for health reasons, I don't recommend a jeepney, guys.
If you guys can jump on the back of one, that's cool. Our groceries run about $300 a month US. We currently go to the market, and then we order in some of our groceries, so it's running us about that. We have kind of like a clothes allowance, which George isn't allowed any clothes, and I brought all of mine. We set aside about $20 US a month. George walks around here naked, people.
Very close.
Rent.
Okay, again, this is $200 a month. That's the average rent that's around this area. Again, our rent is based on location.
Actually, ours is a little higher than
Right.
some.
Hospital, schools,
Police station.
Police station's right there, literally across the street.
Everything's around
Guys.
us. McDonald's, Jollibee's,
Yeah.
all the Western food. We have barbecue around us. Like literally, not even a half a block away, we have what, bubble tea,
Yeah,
pizza.
that's another reason why we don't need a
hamburgers.
car, guys. I mean, we thought about this.
We have little sorry stores everywhere.
We don't need a car. We want anything, we just walk literally right to it.
Yep.
All right, laundry, $30. Now, there's a balance between doing your own laundry and paying for laundry.
If I couldn't have a housekeeper, I'm surely not doing my own laundry.
Again, remember, electricity is at a premium. Washer, dryers suck up electricity.
That's true. We thought about getting a washer and dryer. We have plenty of room to put one. But we ran a washer and dryer for 2 weeks at our Airbnb, and we had to pay for our electricity. It was not cheap. It almost doubled our
Yeah, we
electric
shut off
bill.
that dryer real quick, guys.
So we can have laundry done twice a week at this price, okay? And that's washed, dried, and full, wrapped in a nice plastic, just like you would get in the U.S. And that would have cost us in the U.S. $20, $30 a week alone.
It's clean and it smells good.
Oh my God, that includes our sheets and everything. Our electric runs between $80 and $100. We don't always run.
The AC.
We run the AC not every night. We used to, when I first got here, I had 2 AC units in here, and of course one we don't use at all. It's in our second bedroom for guests. So we run some fans. We have an electric rice maker. So we run a ton of stuff, and we pay 80 to 100.
Right.
Sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I was just gonna say that the trick with the AC is the more you run it, the more you're not acclimated.
Yes, I couldn't leave the house. That's what I was starting to say, is that when I first got here, I was like in the bedroom like most of the time until I got used to it. We came in July of last year, and I was constant. And I'm from Florida. We're from Florida. We're
Yeah.
used to the tropical heat, and even for George, it's after being in Florida and Mexico for a few months, we really had a hard time adjusting with coming back to
She
the
did adjust. I
Philippines.
used to call her Florida Bear because I swear to God, she ran the AC up to 63 degrees.
Yeah, I would kill for a central air that's 78. And it's not that central air isn't common here. It's very uncommon. Some of the newer buildings they're putting out, or some of the hotels that they have the split cons. and
Inverters.
everything.
They have the
But
inverter
to
AC,
see
guys.
central air would be pretty rare. I'd probably...
No, even the most richest Filipinos here, honestly, they use inverter ACs, and
It's
they're only goes per
split.
section. Mhm. All right, Wi-Fi is $40, which is the average, the good average, the higher average of the internet. You can pay double that if you want the high-speed internet, like high-speed as the American standard goes. But quite honestly,
We don't have any problems.
no, that's what I mean. Unless you're a real gamer, okay? And I mean, okay, I play Call of Duty, and I can play Call of Duty on this Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we have.
Right, but unless you're like a hardcore gamer, like I must win this competition, you can pay double.
What's this disgusting stuff going on?
All right,
Like the
guys.
cats are cleaning each other.
Again, you can pay double the price. You can pay $100 actually, if you want high-speed Western Standard internet. If you are a true gamer. If you're not a true gamer, don't get it. It's not worth it.
Oh my God, the cats are over there cleaning themselves. It's adorable, isn't it, George?
Yeah, no, they're real cute.
That's what I'm laughing at. We pay water, which includes in the house, and jugs of water delivered, and it's between 20 and 30 a month, but mostly it's 20. I think we pay $7 for our actual. Are you thirsty?
Yeah. Now, from a guy who drinks tap everywhere, I don't drink the tap water here. Don't drink the tap water here, guys.
No, you're going to want the jugged water. You're going to see it when you first get here, and it's stuff that you're not used to. And running a cooler, we had a hot water and a cooling unit that does both hot water and cold, and that will run your electricity bill probably another $20-30 US a month. So we don't suggest brand new one, old one to get one of those. We just have regular temperature water. We fill out up glass jugs that we put in the
Or get an analog
refrigerator.
one. They do have those water jugs with a dispenser that doesn't require electricity. Just dispense it at tap.
Yeah, you can. But you can buy on.
Or yeah, you can get one of those. It depends on, again.
There's a little thing you can put on top of there that's electric, or that you charge up. How do you do that? USB?
Yeah, we charge it.
I think we paid
I only-
$4
Yeah,
for
we
that.
charge it once in every 2
So
weeks.
you really don't even need that. Yeah, $4 for a dispenser that goes on top of
The
there.
water jug.
We have Pure, which is a water purification thing also that we use, so it cuts down on ordering the jugs that we get, and our landlord brings those in for us
Yeah,
when
we
we
also
actually
have
need
like,
them.
yeah, we We actually have a more extensive purification system too. Now, also medication. Okay, we're not gonna lie. We are over 50. Okay, and or most of us expats who will come here will be over 50. You will need your medication. We do pay for ours around $100 per month. Of course, this changes per individual. Remember, there's two of us. Okay, this may be higher than you would pay, maybe because there's one of you, but there's two of us. For two of us, we pay $100 per month for medication. Okay.
We set aside about $50 a month dealing with passports, immigration funds, traveling to immigration or an attorney. So we set that aside.
Never forget to save up money for your immigration, guys.
Because if you guys come in here on just a visitor visa and you want to renew every 30 days if they're allowing it, be sure to go to the Bureau of Immigration and check into these fees. They could be, I don't even want to even quote a fee of what they're going to start charging because I haven't looked here.
Well, not to mention it differs per person, per area, per situation. It's a lot of variables, guys.
And don't forget to have a savings every month. We put about $200 aside every month, so it'll build up. Then we have a nice $1,400 at the end of the year. We can either just leave it in there or we can put it towards something.
Or go to Japan.
Or we go. That's going to probably be our first trip out of here is Japan for sure. Entertainment, eating out, haircuts, and pet supplies run us about $100 US. The pets cost us. We have the 3 cats that are rescue. I'm talking about putting 2 of them out so we can see. I'm talking about putting George out so I could save $100. Love you. And
Sowing
then
the seeds of love. Oh wait, hold on.
What, you gonna go to Walker Street? When he does this, I don't know if it's him just being a little special or if he's asking for help. I think if you think he's asking for help, you can believe me, he's hanging on this all day long. He's hanging on it all day long like I'm hanging on him. So he ain't missing nothing. He's getting loved to death every day. Loved to death. So we don't have as much expenses in going out and about. 100 is pretty generous, which is around 5,000 pesos a month. But you can do a lot with that. Like there's movie theaters in the mall that we can go to. There's a lot of things that we can actually do. But right now it's brought down a little bit because of COVID. A lot of things require, sometimes they're closed, sometimes they're open. But there is a lot to actually do here in the Philippines.
Quite honestly, we're self-quarantining because we're, honestly guys, you can't afford to get that, you can't afford to get COVID here, guys. It'll minimally cost you 1 million pesos to 3 million pesos if you do get hospitalized.
It is. His brother's a doctor, and we've heard it time and time again. And even though we are vaccinated, it does not mean that you will not get sick again. So I have an autoimmune issue that I have to keep up after, like right now. So we choose right now to keep in as much as possible. We still get out and everything, but as soon as things get better, and it looks like things are getting better in the Philippines, that we'll definitely be getting out and doing more recording. I'm gonna send.
Right, and quite honestly, again, in where we're at, personally, I haven't met anybody who got sick from it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So there's our total, George. Give the grand total.
Our drum roll. Okay, our budget is 1,400, guys.
Which is about 70,000 pesos. So we talked about expats. There's a lot of them that are claiming they're living on 100,000 pesos a month. Or 150,000 pesos. We do just fine with savings, and we're very happy where we're at. And we do just fine.
And quite honestly, guys, again, remember that $1,000 budget? We did do the $1,000 budget just to see. We did it for what, 2 months?
Mm-hmm. And it can be done. Yeah, we don't.
It can be done. It's.
We don't have to.
Quite honestly, the sacrifices we made were kind of relatively insignificant, guys. But
yeah, like my junk food.
Yeah. We basically had to get rid of
no ice cream.
We had to get rid of junk food and our barbecue.
We were getting barbecue a few times a week. We got used to like eating out and some grabs and stuff.
So can you live under 1,000? Yes. 1,400. That would be kind of, I guess, would be nominal.
Right.
In the city, guys.
That's in the city,
guys. The city, guys.
So,
again.
So we have to actually, mention that.
Okay.
But we thank you guys for actually joining us and sticking around to hear what it's like to live with a budget, whether you're coming here on vacation, whether you're coming here to permanently live, that it actually can be done. And we have finally given away our budget. And thank you guys, all the subscribers. You guys have been great. And we thank you
We
guys
love you
for all the
guys.
comments. If you guys have any questions,
Give us a
contact
thumbs
us.
up.
Thumbs down, and contact us at philippineantics@gmail.com. And can't say enough that you guys help us, by watching our channel.
And commenting, guys. Most of our ideas come from you guys.
Yeah, so give us comments on what you guys want to hear. Now, don't get crazy by saying you guys want us to go into high-end hotels and high-end malls and take all these photos of these pretty girls. And
I'll do that.
George will volunteer for that. But yeah, give us guys your comments on what you guys want to hear about.
Hey, how about that guy who asked for how much our hookers are? I can do that. I volunteer.
Sure he does. Okay. All right, guys, we thank you, and keep your heads up and your hearts open, and we'll see you guys like in a day. We'll see you soon in the Philippines, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
Bye.
keep it real.
Keep it real.
Please don't hurt me.
You can't. Oh man, you left the camera on again. You know the camera.
Please don't hurt me.
Bye, guys.